Hey guys, today's podcast is going to focus specifically on something that is near and dear to my heart. I'm not only a fitness coach, but I'm also a mental health counselor. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and part of my specialization over the past couple of years has been addictions counseling. I do all kinds of mental health counseling, but specifically I've fallen into doing a lot of addictions work. And so, one of the things that I like to tie together is to talk to people about the overall fitness of not only our bodies, but our brain, because our brain is part of that entire system that is your body. And a lot of people don't understand how the brain works. Basically, the brain uptakes things called neurotransmitters. And neurotransmitters, as you might know them, are things like dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin and melatonin that help regulate your body's functions. And if you don't have these neurotransmitters in the right degree in the body, then you're not going to get your body regulating things properly. For example, melatonin, as most people know, helps us sleep. If you aren't uptaking melatonin the proper way, then you're not going to be getting the right amount of sleep. When you get to that fourth level of sleep, the REM state of sleep, that's the deepest level of sleep, and that's when cellular regeneration happens. So if you're not getting good sleep and you're not getting to that fourth REM cycle of sleep because of the melatonin levels in your body, then you're going to have a problem because you're not going to have any cellular regeneration that goes on, and your body's not going to be able to heal itself simply. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today in particular are your dopamine receptors, though, because dopamine receptors are really important for fitness and exercise. You have dopamine receptors in your body that uptake natural dopamine that Mother Nature and your body creates in order to help you to decrease pain. For example, it's a natural pain reliever, and it also makes you feel good. So specifically, when you're doing fitness and you're exercising, you want to be able to have that natural level of dopamine, because not only does it help you pump up and get excited about wanting to do exercise and wanting to get fit, but it also helps your body repair by numbing a little bit of that pain so that you can go the extra mile. So it's really important for you to have good dopamine levels in your body. Now, one of the things that we know addiction does is addiction ups those dopamine levels to an unnatural level in the body. And I'm going to use heroin use or opiate use, people even who use pain pills like Vicodin and Percocet, as an example of what ends up happening in your body so that you can understand how the process works. Basically, when you take extra opiates, opiates act as an unnatural, well, they are natural, but in the body, it acts as an unnatural dopamine. So what it does is it creates more of these pain receptors in your body. Well, what do you think that does? It causes you to have more pain when they aren't filled with dopamine and or the synthetic drug. So what ends up happening in people who take pain pills like Vicodin or Percocet that are opiate-based, or who take heroin or other drugs that are based off of the same opioids, what happens is your body creates more of these pain receptors, and now you've got more of these pain receptors moving in your body, and your body's not naturally able to uptake enough dopamine to get into those pain receptors in order to make you feel good. And that's what we call withdrawal. When people go through a need for those, the body physically wants these things and it's not getting enough of them, and so it's craving them, and so it goes into a kind of a shock. So people experience all kinds of symptoms that are really nasty symptoms that make them feel like they're going to die, and actually studies have shown that people can't die off of withdrawal from opiates, but they sure feel like they want to. One of the scary things about opiates is the fact that a lot of doctors prescribe pain pills to people of all socioeconomic, all racial, ethnic, gender backgrounds. Doesn't matter. It crosses all kinds of socioeconomic lines. And these people are getting addicted to these drugs, and they're filling their body with this unnatural synthetic dopamine, and it's causing all kinds of problems for them. And so in my program, for example, one of the things that we do is once they've detoxed, we put them on to drugs like Suboxone, psychotropic drugs like Suboxone, or Narcan is one, or Vivitrol is another one that we use often. And what that does is it blocks the opiate receptors from uptaking the drug to them, and so the body naturally has to turn around and start to decrease the number of the opiate receptors that it has in the brain, and it goes back to a more normal state eventually. And so that's one of the things that we do in my job. why do I want to talk about this on my fitness blog? Well, for obvious reasons. Many of you might be taking pain medications or thinking about taking pain medications in order to increase, your fitness or to help you get over an injury or something like that. And what I want to tell you is that your body, as an organic machine, is going to be able to heal itself from a lot of things. I'm not saying that psychotropic drugs or other medications aren't sometimes helpful, but what I'm telling you is that you need to be really careful about what it is that you're putting in your body so that you can train and fuel your body like the athlete that you want to be. If you're taking these other substances into your body, the body's going to react to it like a toxin, and it's going to do everything it can in order to get these toxins out of it so that it can function properly, because the body knows best ultimately. So I really want to urge people to be really careful about pain management. Try ulterior options that you have. Try stretching, try getting massage therapy, try all kinds of other things before you try any of these drugs. And when you do try these drugs, be careful about knowing what the symptoms are going to be, because the outcome is, you don't want to get addicted to something in order to be helping you do something else. It's not going to be proactive in the long run. So that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. The other thing that I wanted to talk about are other addictions that you may have. People aren't really always aware of the fact that they have addictions to sugar, for example, or addictions to food, or even food restricting. It's really important for you to calculate everything that you put into your body, as well as calculating everything that you burn, so that you know exactly how many calories need to come in and how many calories need to go out. If you're trying to lose weight, for example, you want less calories in than you're putting out. But at the same time, you don't want to starve yourself, because your body might go into starvation mode, and that can be bad too. You set yourself up for these addictions when you start restricting things. A lot of people think, I need to exercise more and I need to eat less, and that's not necessarily the case. You need to be fueling your body in the appropriate way. Just like the use of opiates, you need to be smart about it, you need to get educated, and you need to make sure that you are eating the right amounts of protein, the right amounts of fat, the right amounts of carbohydrates in your diet so that you can maximize the input to output. Because again, your body is an organic machine, and your body is a lot smarter than you with the functions. Your thinking brain can tell you all kinds of things about what it is that it thinks you need, or what it is that it craves or desires at that point in time. But you need to be really sure that your eating is clean to source, and that you're doing all the things that you need to do in order to live healthy. So that's kind of my podcast for the day. There's a lot more that I can say and will say about addictions and neurotransmitters in the body and the brain. But for right now, I want you guys to spend the week really thinking about the stuff that you're putting into your body on all levels. Any kind of toxin that you're putting in the body is going to expend more time trying to get the toxins out of it than it is trying to function, putting your fat and carbohydrates into the lean muscle that you need in order to create an awesome body. So I want you to feel good too while you're doing it, because that's the most important thing about this. It doesn't matter if you lose weight ultimately, as long as your clothes are fitting better and you're getting toner and your body is working more efficiently for you. And so that's what I'm here to help you with. So this week, be careful. Be mindful of what it is that you put in your body, and be healthy. And I will talk to you guys later.